Jared.
Especially with the exception of that, the first 50 minutes, and then total change game in overtime. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought we played a great hockey game until we coughed up those couple pucks in D zone. And I guess when you look at all three goals they got, they were D zone turnovers. First one, little unlucky because we hit the ref and they worked underneath us there quickly. Survived that and continued to play. I thought we played a solid hockey game on both sides of the puck. And then the second goal, same thing. We did a great arrival. Everyone comes into the right spots. We grab it. We're moving up the ice. Then we made a soft play on the backhand, turned it over, and it was scramble fest from there. I think they had 3 really good scoring chances on that, and it ends up in the back of the net. So couldn't recover, and then we turned the one over shortly after that, and they get another one. So the guys doing all the right things, getting to the right spots. We'll have to learn from some of those mistakes and go through it tomorrow, but great effort. We were skating, playing on both sides of the puck, so solid hockey game. Glad to get the 2 points.
How did the return of Mikko impact things?
I don't think it impacted it at all, although it was good, good to see him back and nice video tribute. And I thought the McKinnon ceremony at the start of the game was awesome. So was Mikko's, and crowd had great energy, and I think the guys fed off that. Everyone knew it was a big game, and we're still scratching, clawing, trying to catch these guys, and we're playing some good hockey. So, there's a little runway here yet to try and do that.
Coach, when you guys get into the playoffs, not only are you have to go through the Stars most likely, but you have to win all kinds of different games. Since the deadline, we've seen you guys win games where you've controlled play, where you haven't liked what you've done. Come back in a game tonight, you give away a lead late, and you're able to rally. Just how much are you liking the diversity from the way that your team is finding ways to win games?
Yeah, I like it. I think there's a mental toughness to this group. There's a confidence in this group right now that we can not only go and create enough offense to win games, but we can also check the right way. And I think you see that through large portion of the game. We weren't giving up a lot of scoring chances, right? So even if we're not in complete control at the other end, and if we're not creating enough, we can lock it down now, and we've been doing that. We've been getting some good goaltending. We've got to clean up a couple of those decision-making things and the turnovers. But I think our team, it's got confidence. You have to, obviously you'd love to go out and create a bunch of scoring chances and score 5, 6, 7 goals a night, but the way teams are going to check in the playoffs, it's not realistic, so we have to keep digging in on the other areas of our game, so we're rock solid on the defensive side of it, and we're getting better in that area, no question. The guys down the middle of the ice, the experience, the size of Nelson and Coyle really help us there, Drury too, lingering on the back end. So we've become a more experienced team and a little bit more confident and relaxed team when it comes to playing on our half of the sheet here recently.
The top 6 was a little bit quiet in Calgary. How do you like the response from the first and second line tonight?
Yeah, I thought they were good tonight. They were really good. You're gonna have those nights. It did not look like those guys had their legs in Calgary. They were fighting it a little bit to try and get the energy where we needed it, but the bottom 6 was spectacular in that game. And tonight Nelson's line gets a couple big goals. Mac's line was dangerous all night. So, yeah, I have to say that throughout our lineup, there's not many guys that I didn't like tonight. We made a couple mistakes, but we have to live with them and try to cover some of those up a little bit better than we did. But as a whole, I thought our whole team played hard.
Corey.
Kale said that seeing these guys again this season is going to be inevitable. But do you look at this as you played so well against them for whatever it was 54 minutes, or do you look at it like, man, we dominated them for 54 minutes and still ended up over?
No, I think it's all about how we played, and I think we can extend that to a full 60 or beyond if we have to. There's no question in my mind. I think you're hoping that you're playing games like that you're sort of figuring out some things about the Dallas Stars that you can do, things that you got to be aware of, so the whole team's dialed in on it, and it's going to come down to playing your best hockey for that 2-week stretch if we play them in the playoffs.
Do you have an update on Josh Mason's status?
I don't. Yeah, I mentioned earlier that I don't think it's day to day. It's probably week to week. But I don't have a secure timeline because he's still getting evaluated.
Coach, even though Wedgwood didn't see a whole lot of shots on goal for that first sense of time of the game, this feeling kind of like a playoff game coming into the energy and everything, what did you think of his game playing a consecutive game?
I thought he was rock solid again. His last 3 starts, the 2 on the homestand, or 4 starts now, he's been spectacular. Yeah, like the number of chances that we're giving up, I really like. The quality of those handful of chances that we're giving up, not great. And so he's made some big saves for us at key times to keep us in games, to keep us leading games. He's done exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he's going to compete and be good in the room. That's what he's doing. He's competing his ass off.
When the Mikko trade was originally made, externally it kind of took the air out of the balloon a little bit, but now you look, whatever, it's 6 weeks later. Are you in a better position in a weird way with all the moves that you're more diverse and suited to make this run that it feels like you guys are all in?
Well, I'm not going to compare the 2 situations, but you have to, like, there's decisions that are made and you have to move on and you have to make the best of what you have. And I like our group. I mean, it's obviously Marty's a great player. Jury really helps us. If that allows us to add some of the other guys that we added at the deadline to get stronger as a team and sort of adapt and readjust, like, exactly how everything works a little bit with our team. We're still figuring some of those things out, still integrating some guys into some of our systems, but we're in a good spot. You know, Mikko's in a good spot in Dallas. We're happy for him, and we're in a good spot here. So, you know, life goes on.
Evan?
You've got 2 forwards who are probably regular players on a lot of teams sitting out right now.
Yeah.
And I know you want to get them in there, but your bottom 6 is really gelling right now. Does that get more difficult as?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. We have lots of hockey yet to be played, and we're healthy at this point with the exception of Manson. So we'll be patient, and we'll try to keep everyone involved as best we can. But, yeah, that the guys that, like this, you know, 3rd, 4th line, whatever you want to call them, for me, have played really solid the last handful of games. So it's making it tough decisions.
A few more for Jared.
Coach, Kale mentioned, refs are going to miss calls. That's fine. He gets that stick up high.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts are on that, especially with it being Kale.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think by any means, even though it looks somewhat intentionally comes in high, it's not the type of player he is. So I think it's a missed call. That's what happens. I think there's, like, throughout the course of the game, you're going to make decisions on what you call and what you don't and what the standard's going to be. I think that one they just didn't see it, so it happens all the time in hockey games where they miss things, and sometimes they catch ones that you aren't expecting them to catch, and other times they miss obvious ones. But I think it's just something that you got to play through. I don't love seeing it, but I mean, sometimes you just got to play through it.
Was tonight an emotional night for the team? You got McKinnon's ceremony, first game against Mikko. Like, is it an emotional night for the team, or is it just another game?
I think you're trying to. It helped the energy of the building. The McKinnon ceremony started the game. It helped our guys' energy. They knew it was a big game anyway. I think there's always some emotion there. There should be. The game has to be played with passion and emotion. You can tell when it's not, and it's just not as good of a hockey game. It's not as competitive as you'd like it to be from a coach's standpoint. But it's a long season, and you're going to have energy swings that you have to deal with. But tonight it was a hard played hockey game, and that's what we needed it to be.
Thanks, Jared.
Yep, thanks.